Aloha, I am Mary Smart. I am requesting to represent you and the residents of Senate District 18, comprised of parts of Mililani Town, Koa Ridge, Waipio Gentry, Crestview, Seaview, Waikele, Harborview, Village Park, and rural Kinea. Growing up in a large family that lived paycheck to paycheck, I learned to share, care, budget, and be frugal. These are things our government needs to relearn. I served my country in the military, at home, in the nation's capital, and abroad. When I ended my service, I chose Hawaii as my home because of the people and the beauty of the state. My assignments in cybersecurity, as a naval base commander, and as a major program manager, planning, budgeting, and awarding large contracts for projects that were completed on time and within budget, have prepared me for the Senate. I persevere and stay calm in stressful situations. I find ways to work through obstacles until the goal is achieved. After years of submitting public testimony in the legislature and City Hall, after serving on the neighborhood board, and especially after observing our federal and state constitutions being ignored, I had to act. My opponent in the general election collected donations in the 30,000s in her first two elections. Why has she needed to collect over 150,000 in 2012, all the way up to 306,000 in 2018 to run for the same office? Something is broken in our system. We represent all the people, not just those who can afford to donate and want to influence votes in the legislature. The incumbent has been in office for 14 years. She secured millions of our tax dollars to spend on our public schools. However, the school curriculum fails to educate our students in reading, writing, and math, and circumvents parental rights. Students are being indoctrinated, not educated. Parents are taking their children out of public schools as they awaken to the harmful ideas being taught to both teachers and students. Education funds should follow the student. In 2009, shortly after her first election, my opponent introduced SB 777, Comprehensive Sexuality Education. It passed and has resulted in our keiki being exposed to pornographic school textbooks and library books. The recent documentary, Mind Polluters, exposes the harmful effects of comprehensive sex education. Is this the person we want making decisions on the education, higher education, and Ways and Means committees? The one-party control of our state let this happen. It is time to vote the incumbent out of office. Some of us are upset with what politicians are doing away from the scrutiny of the public. Some residents have quit voting, thinking their vote doesn't matter. But this year, all votes matter. Many have lost faith in the integrity of the election process. However, since the 2020 election, there has been a concerted effort to validate each vote. You can make a difference, but you have to show up. I am asking you to participate in both the primary and general elections this year and cast your vote for Mary Smart on the Republican ballot. Our forefathers fought so that we would have a say in how we are governed. We must not take that for granted. I hear people say we have to vote to preserve our democracy, but we are not a democracy. We are a republic. A republic depends on elected representatives to be our voice in the public square. Current incumbents are failing us. It's time to vote for individuals you can count on not to waver based on biased polls or corporate money. I will represent all of us who believe that government works for the people. In that servant role, government shouldn't use taxpayers as an unlimited source of funds to allocate to their pet projects. Government should cut waste, delay purchase, and not overspend. Putting me in office will ensure you have a vigilant guard in place protecting your freedom and your property. I need your vote during the primary election. If you want to have a smart candidate on the ballot, you must vote for Mary Smart in the Republican primary. Mahalo.
Aloha, my name is Jamaica Cullen, but you can just call me Mai. I am a candidate for the 39th District in Hawaii's State House of Representatives. District 39 represents the communities of Village Park, Royal Kunia, Waipahu, Honowai, Waikele, West Loch, Honouliuli, Ewa, and Ho'opili. As someone who was raised in Ewa, I believe our community is really unique. We all need to work together to make sure that we provide our families and friends with more options and opportunities to continue calling our community home. In order to provide my 4 brothers, 2 sisters, and I the best opportunities, my parents moved our family from the Philippines in the early 90s. Moving to Hawaii was the best thing that ever happened to us, despite the challenges we encountered as a large immigrant family. Since moving here, we felt accepted, and since then have called this place our home. As a soon-to-be parent, I want to keep our community a great place to raise a family, and in order to do so, I want to be the voice of our people to build a better normal. With your support, we will create a community that's truly a home by reducing the cost of living, enhancing community safety and services, and designing schools for the future. We are all impacted significantly by the rising cost of living. I will work to keep more money in your pockets by cutting taxes, fighting for tax relief, and increasing local and living wage jobs. As a female who will soon have a baby and is caring for an aging parent, community safety is paramount. I am committed to cracking down on community concerns and increasing resources to services that promote health, safety, and well-being. As a proud alumna of James Campbell High School, Elima Intermediate, and Ewa Elementary, I have had firsthand experience the positive impact my teachers have had on me. In order to empower young minds and shape the next generation, I decided to be an educator. I want to continue inspiring young minds and supporting the future generations by increasing access to quality learning environments and ensuring the curriculum is student-centered and reflective of the diversity in our community. Being raised in the community, I am community-minded and community-committed. We have a responsibility to plan for the future of our community wisely, so the generations to follow are given a quality of life better than ours. As a candidate for House District 39, I humbly ask for your support in this upcoming election by voting for Jamaica Cullen.
Aloha, my name is Kevin Kupihea Wilson. I am running for state representative for House District 39 because you deserve a public servant who will nurture, heal, and be a mediator for our community. The path to change begins by caring about our neighbors, treating each other with respect and integrity, and listening to their challenges and concerns. Together, we can focus on working people and families and hold the government accountable. I believe government should work for you. When elected, I will listen and represent the voice of our community because together, we can make a difference. So let's get to work and make our community better together. To pay for my college tuition beginning in 2013, I began working at the House of Representatives as an office clerk, researcher, and committee clerk. In the legislature, I found my passion for helping my community make a difference. I have worked 9 sessions at the Capitol, exposing me to various issues relating to labor, health, human services, housing, Hawaiian affairs, and finance, to name a few. Each session allowed me to listen, learn, and understand the challenges and issues from a neutral staff point of view. As a result, I am not indebted to any particular interest group. My priorities for our community will be improve traffic mitigation on Kunia Road, investigate the development of zone preservation land and agriculture permitted use property, return of a Honolulu police substation in our community, inspection of shipping containers for fireworks, build more affordable homes and rental units, increase funding for programs benefiting support of our keiki and kapuna, increased funding for school security, and term limits for elected officials. I will advocate for you, whether it's a city or state issue. We can start by caring about our family and neighbors, treating each other with respect and integrity, listening to their challenges and concerns, and building confidence. Let's get to work and make our community better together. My name is Kevin Kupihea Wilson, candidate for House District 39. Aloha and be safe. Mahalo.
Aloha, my name is John Miller, and I'm running for the State House of Representatives in District 46. That starts at Waipio Acres and goes through Wahiwa, Whitmore Village, Schofield Barracks, Wheeler, Wailua, all the way down to Kaiana Point. And I'm running because I want to help people. I mean, really help people. I'm seeing the situation in Hawaii, and I see a lot of people suffering. I moved here 10 and a half years ago to be the pastor of the Ōlelo Community Church of the Nazarene, to serve my community and my state. And since I've been here, I've had 2 of my children graduate from Leilehua High School. My special needs son, Peter, he was there for 5 years. He received great care. I mean, the best care of any state we lived in. The school bus would pick him up and take him to school. He gets all his food through a G-tube in his stomach. And he can't talk, but he loved getting on that bus. And my older son that graduated, he joined the United States military. And my daughter currently attends Leilehua High School. She also attended Trinity Lutheran. And then all of my kids attended the elementaries and the middle schools and all that. So I understand what it's like to be a parent of a school-aged child here in Wahiwa. And I just want to make sure that the parents' rights are supported and defended. They're able to go to board meetings and voice their opinions without fear of being arrested or being told to be quiet and sit down and shut up. And my degree that I received from college, from Point Loma Nazarene University, is a master's degree in ministry, which taught me how to serve communities. So since I've been here, I've helped with the homeless. I worked with Leah Bridge. It's now called Chief Zero. I was our church is one of the charter members, along with Marcus Ashuro and Phil Acosta, to start the Waiua Homeless Alliance. And it was a conglomerate of churches, nonprofits, businesses, local government, to help address the homeless issue, which is really a crisis right now. And it's been an ongoing thing. And I read recently there are solutions. There is in Texas, they have been able to help 25,000 people get into homes. So I plan on looking outside of the state to other states who are doing things that are working and finding a model to help us help the homeless people. I'm also a very strong advocate of law and order, and some of the things that's happened recently in our state with the proposal of the bill to eliminate bail for certain crimes that even all the mayors rejected, and the person who actually wrote the bill later came out and said it's not good. So I think we've got to really take a look at defending the victims, especially our kupuna. So that's another reason I'm running. But most of all, the reason I'm running is to serve people. And since I've been here, I've seen a lot of families that have lost their children and their relatives to them moving out of the state because they can't afford to live here. Another issue that's been going around and around with the legislature for years and years and years, I mean, long before I got here, was this concept of affordable housing. And if you dig deep into it, you do some research, there's been some good ideals come forward, and most of them hinge on there are too many regulations to even build properties here. So it takes years and years and years just to get something going. So one of the things that I stand for, the party that I'm running with, the Republican Party, is we want to reduce taxes and regulations so so we can unleash capitalism and let it work. So I'm going to be strong in that. Law and order and defending the rights of parents to participate in their child's education, because I don't think anybody knows more about their child than a parent or a guardian or family. And then also we have to reduce taxes. We have one of the highest tax burdens in the whole country. And I think people can do better spending the money the way they think's best instead of letting the government make all the decisions. So my name is Johnny Miller, and you can find out more about me at votemiller or votejohnmiller.us. And I look forward to representing you. God bless you and have a great day.